Let you kids get to bed, I get the storybook.
Drake flexes on Rick Ross at his car and bike show. In the heart of Fayetteville, Georgia, a posh suburb of Atlanta, the expansive estate of rapper Rick Ross buzzed with excitement. It was that time of the year again, the annual car and bike show that drew in enthusiasts from all corners of the country. Ross's rules were simple: no ticket, no entry. His vast property turned into a playground for automotive marvels, with sleek rides and customized bikes lining the sprawling lawns. As the sun began its descent, Rick Ross took the stage, commanding attention with his booming voice and commanding presence. The crowd roared in response, eager for the performance that promised to be the highlight of the evening. But amidst the anticipation, an unexpected guest made a grand entrance. A modified Tesla Cybertruck soared through the sky looking like some oversized drone, its sleek design catching the eyes of everyone present below on the ground. It descended gracefully, landing in a nearby field next to a row of drop Cutlass Supremes and box Chevys, sending a wave of whispers through the crowd. Drake a Champagne Papi, the Toronto rap legend fresh off of an L, took in a much-hyped rap battle with West Coast rapper Kendrick Lamar, emerged from the futuristic vehicle. His arrival stole the spotlight from Rick Ross, drawing the attention of all 12,000 guests away from the stage and surrounding area. The main reason being was Drake just arrived at the car show in a flying car. Flying cars were only seen in movies, so this shit blew everyone's minds, looking at one in real life, let alone it being a Tesla Cybertruck, which was wrapped in some rainbowish colors with matching 30-inch Forgiato rims wrapped in the same exact color. Rick Ross watched in disbelief as the audience swarmed towards the flying Tesla as it now sat on the ground, the shiny wheels glistening in the hot Georgia heat, leaving him standing on the stage, mid-performance, feeling like an afterthought. He couldn't help but feel a twinge of annoyance at being upstaged on his own turf by some Canadian nerd that he had just crushed in a recent song he'd made called Champagne Moments, in the midst of Drake's feud with Kendrick. As Drizzy stepped out of the airborne creation that he's recently purchased from CJ on 32, a YouTube sensation known for his content on custom cars and trucks, he was greeted by a throng of admirers, eager to get a closer look at the marvel of engineering before them. Rick Ross, determined to assert his authority, marched towards the megastar with a furrowed brow.
Hey, white boy, what the fuck you doing on my property interrupting my show like this?
Rose demanded, his voice laced with irritation. Drake, unfazed by the rapper's presence, flashed a cocky grin. Just a guy who likes to make an entrance, he replied casually, his attention already drifting toward the pretty women surrounding him. Rick Ross's patience wore thin as Drake ignored his commands to get off of his property ASAP. The rapper's ego bruised, he motioned to his security team, which was a mixture of professionals and homies from the hood just riding the wave.
My dog's finna take that Cybertruck, white boy,
he barked, his voice dripping with disdain as he motioned for his security to confiscate Drake's Cybertruck. But Drake merely chuckled, seemingly amused by Rick Ross's attempt to assert dominance. Sorry, Rose, but this baby ain't going anywhere, he declared, patting the sleek exterior of his modified Tesla. What Ross and his small army didn't know was that Drake had the flying truck outfitted with a thermonuclear protection shield, which gave off 80,000-volt stuns to anyone who touched the wild-looking vehicle. Only he could turn the electrical shield off through a special app on his phone or Apple Watch. As tension simmered between the two men, the crowd looked on, torn between their admiration for Drake's audacity and their loyalty to Rick Ross. It was a clash of egos, played out against the backdrop of roaring engines and flashing lights. In the end, it was Drizzy who emerged victorious, having called Fayetteville and Atlanta PD after Rose's goons took him in the back of the huge mansion and took turns beating him until his face was a bloody purplish mess. Ross was charged with aggravated assault in that matter, and Drizzy's flying Tesla became the talk of the town long after the car and bike show had ended. Also, Rick Ross learned a valuable lesson that day. Sometimes, even the biggest stars can be overshadowed by an unexpected guest with a bigger, bolder vision. Fonnie Willis, whose daughter just so happened to be a die-hard Drake fan, had no sympathy for the biggest boss and had him sent to Alto State Prison to await trial in the assault case.
My dogs put them paws on white boy. He was looking like he just went 12 rounds with Mayweather. Now that bitch Fanny wanna send me to Alto with all them fuck boys, but it's cool. I'm still gonna be the boss when I get out.